understand the reality we have in this country. We have a disputed election, we have a legitimacy issue, we have a legality issue, we have a constitutional crisis around the election in Zimbabwe. Now I understand that there's an inauguration tomorrow. That does not take away, even if they are going to inaugurate tonight, in the next hour, that does not resolve the issue of legitimacy, which has to be resolved by going back to the people of Zimbabwe and respecting them in terms of their will. What are the fundamental problems we need to resolve? The first problem we must resolve in order for this country to move forward is the return to legitimacy. Let the election be respected. Let the will of the people be respected. I saw even last night, ZANU-PF were trying, to try and cause people to celebrate. But they couldn't. They couldn't even celebrate themselves because they know that it's fiction. They did not win this election. The election was won and they know the winner of the election. President Mnangagwa knows who won the election. Vice President Chiwenga is even more convinced on who won the election. Go and ask him. And he must be honest to himself and give the people of Zimbabwe the right to the actual election. So the issue of legitimacy is the first one. The second one is the issue of a credible, free and fair election in Zimbabwe. You must know that President Tsvangirai, who is my predecessor, has had problems with this thing. We thought that with President Tsvangirai having gone, and may his soul rest in peace, with also Mr. Mugabe having exited the political stage, we were going to have a fresh start. But the new actors are having the same old act of disputed election. Why? Because we have fundamental problems around the independence of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. ZEC is not independent. ZEC is littered with people who are not professional, who are not independent, who are not honest, starting from the ZEC chairperson. They've also shown even their lack of independence and lack of honesty in the revision of the statistics. That's fundamental point. So even in the next 2 days, we have a by-election. In the next 5 years, we have an election. We will come back to square one, where we have disputed elections. Now, we need to move forward and say, let's have fundamental reforms on the second aspect to deal with the issue of disputed elections in Zimbabwe, but respecting the will of the people. Free and fair elections have been an elusive dream for Zimbabweans. A vote must count. When people vote, the vote must count. As it is, the vote does not count. It's not a rule of law, but a rule of man. And that is what we must be able to cure so that we're able to move. The role of the military is very important. We have seen that there is an undue role of the military in certain of the civilian institutions. That must be sorted out through a process of national engagement. Of course, we have the issue of the national economic crisis. You are aware that people have gone without salaries. Vendors have had problems. We all have problems with cash. I'm told that the dollar has just gone haywire. I'm told it's now almost 90%, in some cases 100%. So the national economic question is a big question so that we resolve this fundamental issue for our people. Now, how do we do that? We cannot resolve these issues with a disputed leader. President Mnangagwa is disputed as a leader. I have legitimate claim that I am supposed to be leading the people of Zimbabwe. Until we have been able to come together, I know South Africa may come, AU may come, but they are coming here to buttress an illegitimacy. They are coming here to simply endorse an unacceptable outcome from the perspective of the people of Zimbabwe. This is not just a Chamisa ED issue. It is the Zimbabwean people issue in terms of free and fair elections. And we want this issue to be resolved in that regard. So I would say, ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited, and I must congratulate the people of Zimbabwe for voting emphatically. I want to thank those who voted for me, over 2.6 million who voted for me. Thank you so much for investing your trust in us. Thank you so much for dreaming with us. Thank you so much for believing in us. This is not the end of the road, but it's beginning. Change is coming, and change is coming. Whether it is delayed is another thing. It cannot be denied. Change will come, and it is going to come sooner than we think. We need to go back to the fundamental issues around dealing with an issue of the disputed electoral result. so that we're able to move forward. I also want to thank all those who supported us from an evidentiary point of view, those who were giving independent analysis, Team Pachedu and other institutions that are independent. We want to thank them for the work that they did. I want to thank my colleagues in leadership for their effort. With a zero tillage budget, we managed to conquer mountains. Our silos are now full in the local authorities with all the mayors, over 26 mayors. Our silos are full in parliament. We've managed to increase our number of parliamentarians. With all the other ones we are challenging, we hope that we're going to have a significant figure and reduce even the 2/3 majority of ZANU-PF in parliament. With our zero tillage budget, we managed to have 2.6 million votes and win the presidential election. Defeat Mr. Mnangagwa with a 400 million budget, according to the former Minister of Finance. I trust his figure. So it's very clear that we did very well. And I want to thank the people of Zimbabwe for that. Hope is what we had. And we're going to win. It's the beginning. Yes, the Constitutional Court route has been shut, which is the legal route. The legal door is not the only door to happiness. It's not the only door to democracy or to freedom. There are many other doors. The political doors are going to be opened very soon. Using our Constitution, we have the right to peaceful protest. And we have the right to peacefully demonstrate. We will examine and execute all those available doors so that we are able to open our way to freedom and justice. And that will be done in a very short space of time. In the party, we've said we are meeting as the National Council next week to have a comprehensive analysis of the judgment, but also to have a comprehensive view on where we are going politically. So we want to consult party organs, but I can tell you that victory is certain and victory is coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll check first registration time as you wanted to do. Name and organization, please. Yes?
Marijke Vermaak from AFP. Just explain, I'm sorry, I might not be understanding what you mean, but you say that victory is coming and the political doors will be open. Can you be more specific? Because for someone like me who's not from here, it seems as if the inauguration is tomorrow, what else do you do? And what victory? Can you just elaborate?
A false inauguration does not invalidate the correct and truthful inauguration. The people of Zimbabwe are very clear of what they voted for. You can have an inauguration, like I said, in the next hour. It doesn't change the fact that the people voted and that their vote must be respected. So yes, there are political options. Yes, those political options are going to be examined. We have to provide that leadership. And we are ready to provide that leadership for the people. The people are very clear about what I'm talking about, because they are the ones who